I walked away from 27 acquisition deals. Most people hear that and assume I couldn't close. The truth is the opposite. I walked because I had a system that told me to. And that system is the only reason I didn't end up personally guaranteeing a failing business with my name on an SBA loan. Here's what nobody tells you about buying a business. The danger isn't bad deals. Bad deals are easy to spot. The danger is good-looking deals that fall apart after you've already committed emotionally. And that happens to almost every buyer at some point, because the process itself is designed to create emotional commitment before you have enough information to make a rational decision. Think about how acquisition actually works. You find a listing. The broker sends a teaser. Numbers look reasonable. You sign an NDA. You get the CIM. You get on a call with the seller. You start picturing yourself running it. And somewhere in that sequence, before you've seen a single tax return, before you've talked to a customer, before you've modeled the debt service, you've already decided you want it. Everything after that point isn't analysis. It's justification. Weak cash flow? Maybe margins improve post-transition. Customer concentration? Maybe those relationships are stickier than they look. Working capital problems? Maybe the seller is being conservative. Leverage risk? Maybe I can grow my way out of it. This is how bad acquisitions happen. Not fraud, not incompetence. Just slow, quiet rationalization dressed up as diligence. Once emotion enters the process, objectivity disappears. And the problem is it enters earlier than most buyers realize, sometimes at the first broker call, sometimes the moment they picture themselves as the owner. By the time the LOI is on the table, they're not evaluating a deal anymore. They're defending a decision they've already made, so I stopped trying to analyze my way out of that trap. You can't. The human brain is not wired to stay objective once it's committed to an outcome. Instead, I built a system designed for one purpose: rejection, 5 gates, binary rules. If a deal fails even one, you walk. No negotiation with yourself, no maybes, no spreadsheet gymnastics. Gate 1 is business quality. Not revenue, not EBITDA, real durability. What does customer retention actually look like at the individual account level? Does this business have genuine pricing power, or does it discount every time a customer pushes back? Is the revenue truly recurring, or is it bid work dressed up as a pipeline? Here's the thing most buyers miss. A mediocre business doesn't stay mediocre under leverage. It becomes dangerous. The debt is fixed. The business isn't. Gate 2 is true owner earnings, and this one kills more deals than any other, not broker EBITDA. Not adjusted fantasy numbers with $400,000 of add-backs that wouldn't survive a quality of earnings review. Real cash available to the owner after debt service, maintenance capex, working capital drag, and taxes. I've seen deals where the EBITDA was $1.2 million and the actual cash to the owner after financing was $180,000. That's not a 25% return on equity. That's a full-time job with catastrophic downside. EBITDA is a starting point. It is not a return. Gate 3 is expected value. And this is where I want to slow down, because this is the one almost nobody does correctly. Most buyers model the base case. Maybe they model a mild upside scenario. But a leveraged acquisition is not a single outcome. It's a probability distribution. You have to weight the downside. You have to weight the failure case. You have to weight the catastrophic case. The scenario where revenue drops 20%, a key customer leaves, and you're sitting across from your SBA lender trying to explain why debt service coverage has collapsed. Because with a personal guarantee on the line, the catastrophic case doesn't just mean losing your investment. It can follow you for a decade. Gate 4 is personal risk. This one gets ignored constantly, and it's the one that should matter most. Most SBA acquisition buyers are personally guaranteeing these deals. That means you're not just committing capital. You're committing years of your life, your stress tolerance, your relationship bandwidth, your financial flexibility, and in many cases, your entire net worth. I've seen buyers model every financial scenario imaginable and never once ask themselves, What does my life look like if this goes wrong? That question is not optional. It is the question. Gate 5 is better alternatives. Every dollar and every year you commit to an acquisition has an opportunity cost. A deal shouldn't just clear the bar in isolation. It should be demonstrably superior to your realistic alternatives for capital deployment, time investment, and risk-adjusted return. If the strongest argument you can make for a deal is that you haven't found anything better, that is not a reason to buy. That is a reason to keep looking. Most deals fail at least one gate. Many fail multiple. And every time I walked away from one of those 27 deals, the framework told me why before I had to feel it. That's not pessimism. That's what a working filter looks like. A good acquisition is not something you convince yourself into. It's something that survives pressure. Analytical pressure, stress test pressure, the pressure of imagining everything going wrong and asking whether you can live with the answer. That's the entire philosophy behind the 5 gates framework. And if you want the complete system, the real math, the specific thresholds, the questions most buyers never think to ask, it's all in the book, Don't Buy That Business. Link is in the description, and I'll see you in the next one.